Livy Lewis, age 19, was murdered by her ex-boyfriend, Matthew Edgar, age 25, on October 31st, 2020, in Hemphill, Texas. Matthew skipped his trial and has been on the run since January. A jury convicted him, and he has been sentenced to 99 years in prison, which he will serve as soon as the police find him. Hey, everybody. Welcome to True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. I'm Christy Brower, here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Katie Weaver. Hey, Katie.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going good. I feel like summer's starting.
Yeah, it is.
It all of our summer fun stuff is
Right
coming right
around
up.
the
We've got
corner.
camping coming up shortly, and
We
yeah, I'm
do.
starting to feel like okay, it's summer. Is it? Not really. It's Idaho. It's not summer, but we're getting there. Yeah.
It's
But my
close.
yeah, and my crab apple is blooming,
Ooh,
and it's
nice.
absolutely covered this year. It was dormant for 2 years, and I was getting worried.
Oh,
And it
no.
finally bloomed this year, and it is absolutely loaded, and it smells amazing. So
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm just feeling kind of springy and full of hope, and it's good.
Hey, we'll take it.
Yeah.
We
How
will
about
take it.
you?
Good, really good. Yeah, feeling the same. Like loving the weather, excited. Camping next weekend. Can't wait. We're spending some time this weekend getting our van out of storage and cleaning it and
Yeah.
getting it ready for camping because it's been put to bed for the winter. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm ready to be outside. Just
Yeah.
want to be
Me too.
outside. Is that too much to ask?
I don't
Without
think
freezing my
so.
ass off.
Well, I mean, it's Memorial Weekend camping, so you prepare yourself. Bring your
Yeah,
snowsuit. But
I may not actually get my wish there.
yeah, but still, yes, feeling full of hope.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this is our Monday episode, and we have
Mhm.
lots of great content for you, but we have to start off with some WTF news from Katie.
Just when you thought that Josh Duggar was the grossest piece of shit on the planet,
Oh, he is.
well, bring in Mr. Hutchins.
Oh, no.
Now, how does this guy relate back to Josh Duggar? Remember back when they discovered he'd been molesting a whole bunch of young girls, including neighbors, church members, his own sisters, when
Yes.
he was a teenager?
Yeah.
And Jim Bob called a state trooper to come and have a talk with him, and the state trooper failed to charge him and just went ahead and let him deal with it the churchy way.
Yep.
Well, that's this guy.
Oh, are you serious?
In just 2 short years after he failed to protect all of these girls and the planet from Josh Duggar, he
Mm-hmm.
went to prison for child pornography.
Are you effing kidding me? Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I surprised? I should not be surprised.
No.
Horrified, yes. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. He was 69 years old and was convicted and sentenced in 2007 on child pornography charges and was released in 2010.
Mm.
One of the details that was revealed in court is that some of the pornographic photos that he had were of relatives, children in his family.
Oh, God.
Yeah. He did 3 years. And as soon
That's
as he
nowhere
got
near
out,
enough.
well, as soon as he got out, he screwed up again and ended up going to jail again on
Mm.
another child porn offense. And this time, I guess they decided that, state trooper or not, maybe he should be put away for a while so that
Yeah.
he can quit being this horrific human. And he was sentenced to 60 years. But this week, he was approved for parole. So he's getting out again.
Oh, my
Now, he is close to 90 years old at this point, but, or close to 80 years old, sorry, but
Hmm.
so what?
Right.
So what?
Does
But
not mean that he wouldn't reoffend.
absolutely. I have always felt like what happened there with Josh when he was a kid was such a travesty for his sisters and the other girls that lived around him, and now his
Mhm.
children and all of the other children that he has now offended.
Yeah.
This is why. It's because the guy that Jim Bob called to come and talk to him, now realize he was 67 at the time. He was probably not still an active trooper.
No,
He
probably
was
not.
friend of the family. I'm
Yeah.
assuming friend of the church
Yeah.
who showed up to have a talk with him and scare him straight, right? But showed him all the compassion in the world because he was a pedophile too. Yeah.
Good God.
Does that just blow your mind?
Ugh, it does.
And
And
it
yet it
doesn't,
doesn't,
probably. Yeah.
you know? Oh, that's so awful.
So disgusted. So disgusted. Jim Bob Duggar should go to prison.
He should. He has facilitated all kinds of crime against his own family.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrifying.
It is 100%. So there you go. And with that, I'm going to kick you back over to, or the mic back over to you for our main case.
Okay. Well, speaking of hard to believe bullshit, let's go to Texas.
Okay.
So let's talk about Matthew Edgar. Matthew Edgar murdered his ex-girlfriend on Halloween 2020.
Okay.
This was in Hemp Hill, Texas. They had been to a party and apparently had had an argument after the party because she was paying attention to another guy. It was, that kind of domestic violence bullshit. And it was pretty clear from the very beginning that he is the one who killed her. And so,
So
it
wait, so
seemed
she didn't disappear, right? There was a body.
no, she didn't disappear. When police and paramedics, everyone was notified, they found him there with her,
Oh my
covered in blood. Somebody had texted him asking him where she was, and he had just texted them back the word dead. Yeah, awful.
Oh my God.
He committed an absolutely heinous crime. She was only 19, absolutely broke her
Oh.
family and her community, heartbroken. So it seems like it's going to be wrapped up pretty easily, right? They arrest him right away. He's the main suspect from day one. They get him into jail. And then in April of 2021, and remember, this happened at Halloween 2020. So we're talking during
COVID.
COVID, heavy
Yeah.
COVID, when courts were slow.
Mm-hmm.
So in April of 2021, due to an absolutely ridiculous Texas law, they had to release him. Let me tell you what
Seems
this.
like Texas is teeming with ridiculous laws these days.
They are. This is such bullshit. So here is what the state law says. A defendant who is detained in jail pending trial of an accusation against him must be released either on personal bond or by reducing the amount of bail required if the state is not ready for trial of the criminal action for which he is being detained within 90 days from the commencement of his detention, if he is accused of a felony.
What?
So here we are, deep in COVID. They're not ready to go to trial on him by April when he is coming up on his 90 days in jail.
Sure.
And so they have to give him a $50,000 bond, and he bonds out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And the prosecutor was just turning inside out over it. This is a very serious murder. This person should not be out.
Was this little shit from an affluent family?
I'm not sure. But he was he managed to come up with enough bond to get out.
Yeah.
So his trial was set.
$50K. It's not that much.
No, it isn't. If somebody had a house to put up or something.
Yeah.
Although whoever did that, going to be damn sorry now. Because his trial started in January, and guess who did not show up for his trial?
Oh gosh, I just can't even fathom this news.
Right. So he goes on the run.
Oh God.
His trial goes on without him. He is convicted of her murder, and he is sentenced to 99 years in prison.
Good.
The problem being, they can't fucking find him. So he's on the run and not serving 99 years in prison. And the victim's mother is just beside herself. And wouldn't you be?
Imagine. Yeah.
How the hell did they let this happen? How was he not being monitored or something? Like what? And what the hell kind of state law is that? 90 days? When is anyone ever ready to put on a murder trial 90 days after arrest? I mean, we've been watching
crazy.
A lot of murder trials over the years, and I have never seen a single one in this day and age that can go to trial in 90 days.
Gosh, I don't know, Texas. Maybe instead of beating up on women and trans kids, what you ought to do is fix your criminal justice system. It's just a weird thought I had.
Fix your criminal justice system. Also, find Matthew Edgar, for God's sake.
Well, instead of being out spraining his ankle looking for Brian Laundrie, why isn't Dog the Bounty Hunter on this one?
Right. Why isn't he? They say they've had leads from all over the country and blah, 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 blah. All the stuff they say. But the bottom line is,
why would this kid not be in Mexico?
They have no clue where he is. Of course he's in Mexico. He was from Texas.
Yeah.
It's not like it was that far to go.
No, he is out of the country.
And he was out and free to do whatever until the trial started. So he could have been making arrangements and plans this whole entire
How long
time.
has he been gone? I mean, he didn't show up for trial, but how long has he been gone before they realized he was gone?
I don't know. I can't find anything that says, because they don't really consider him like on the run until he doesn't show up for day one of the trial.
Sure.
But yeah, he's due to be serving 99 years in prison. And yet he might just be out murdering someone else.
Well, that's it. I was just thinking her poor family, but then wait a minute.
What about the rest
families
of the
everyone
world?
else he decides to kill? Because now he's gotten away with something.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Boy.
So if you live in Texas,
Good.
you might want to keep an eye on the search for Matthew Edgar and maybe putting a little pressure on your lawmakers that maybe there's some more important things to be worrying about right now than discriminating against trans people and women. For God's sakes. Yeah, it's just mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, it is.
That they could release him. Can you imagine if that had happened with like Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell? Lori's been in jail for 2 years. Chad's been in for almost 2.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if they were released after 90 days?
Yeah.
Of preparing for a murder trial? That law is ridiculous.
I would imagine a lot of times they waive their right to a speedy trial because their attorney goes, I can't be ready for this in 90 days.
Right.
But obviously in this case, that didn't happen. So.
It didn't. And the thing is, I mean, right to a speedy trial doesn't mean you just get out.
Right.
Like, what the hell?
Oh.
So anyway, solidarity with the family of the victim on this. And we'll be keeping an eye out because hopefully this moron's going to get caught, but I don't know.
He's a spoiled little jackass, so he just may mess
well,
up.
He is, obviously. So
There's serious entitlement here, so.
He may, be dumb enough to stay in the States. I don't know. I mean, from Texas, could cross the border easily and be gone forever. And that's what I'm afraid has already happened.
Yeah, me too.
So, this whole episode is all WTF news.
It really is. It really is. Without a doubt.
Katie, you have another WTF update for us.
Another mind boggler.
Yes.
W to the TF, Buffalo.
Oh no.
We all know there was a mass shooting in Buffalo last Sunday.
Yeah.
It was a white supremacist who targeted black people and killed, I believe, 11 or 10 black people and wounded several others.
Yes.
When the shooting started, there was a woman in the store who is an assistant manager there. Her name is Letitia Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what really sucks for Letitia. 12 years ago, she and her brother Danielle were at the City Grill restaurant in Buffalo when a man opened fire and killed her brother and 3 others in front of her.
Oh my God. She's been through 2 mass shootings?
Mm-hmm. 4 people
Oh.
were wounded, one who succumbed to those injuries. So, yeah, it was a murder of 5 eventually that she
Oh.
was a witness to. And her
Oh.
brother was one of them that was killed.
That is so terrible.
So, fast forward to the day of the shootings in the grocery store. So, we're talking about the shooting at the Tops grocery store. I'm assuming you guys have all probably already heard about this. But
Yeah.
so the shooting starts when this is familiar to her. So, she hides behind a counter and she pulls out her cell phone and she calls 911.
Mm-hmm.
Seems legit, right?
What we would all do.
Well, she's whispering because, she doesn't want to get shot.
Right?
And so she gets on the phone with 911 and whispers, "Please send help. There's a person in the store shooting." And the dispatcher says, "What? I can't hear you. Why are you whispering? You don't have to whisper. They can't hear you."
What?
Well, in trying to plead with the dispatcher to send the police, she drops her phone. She's scared to death and shaking. So
Sure.
she's fumbling with her phone. By the time she's picked it back up, dispatch has hung up on her.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
So she switches her phone. She's scared 911's going to call her back. So she hurries and hangs up or turns off the ringer. And then she calls her boyfriend. And she whispers to him that there is a live shooter in the store. Please call 911. In the same whisper that she had just spoken to dispatch,
Right.
who shamed her, mouthed off to her, and hung up on her. And so her boyfriend calls dispatch and they send the police.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, and they could have just sent the police off her GPS.
Yeah.
They didn't even have to hear what she was saying. If she was whispering like that, they could have just sent the police.
Mm-hmm.
Holy hell.
So by the time she gets off the phone with the boyfriend, the shooting has stopped. And she said you could hear him walking around, like crunching
Oh,
on stuff that because he shot up the whole place. There was like
right.
mayhem everywhere. So she stayed hiding behind the counter until she heard the police come in and saw an officer escorting an employee out. So she stayed hidden for quite a while. She said when she came out, all she saw were bodies. And the
Oh,
first person she saw was Aaron Salter, the security guard. And she knew it was him by his uniform, and it was just horrifying. And but the fact that dispatch wouldn't listen to her, wouldn't recognize, how often do people call dispatch and whisper?
when they're in really, really major danger. Holy
Yeah,
hell.
that has to be pretty normal. Not only that, you can't tell me that dispatch doesn't have a volume control, that they could have
And a
turned that
headset
up
so they
to
could
be
really
able,
hear.
yeah, to hear her, but they just treated her like shit. And like they just didn't believe her, I guess. So, since she has now spoken up about it, that 911 dispatcher has been put on leave, and there's a May 30th hearing in which the county executive says that they are planning on terminating that person. Yeah.
No shit.
Their
Holy
statement is that it was completely inappropriate on the part of the 911 operator. He said, "We teach our 911 call takers that if someone is whispering, it probably means they are in trouble. And the caller may be in an area of concern, not just with regards to active shooters, but potentially with regards to domestic violence that someone may be calling." Yeah, no
Right.
shit, Sherlock. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. So at any rate, it
Wow.
sounds like that person will likely lose their job, and they should. And they
Yeah.
should.
But I mean,
Mhm.
how much time was wasted that could have been spent, sending the police
And I'm sure
during that
other people
shooting?
called 911 too, but
Probably.
it doesn't matter. The other very concerning piece of this is they didn't call her back. If you butt dial 911, they will call you
Right.
to
If your
find out
kid
if
calls
everything's
911
okay.
and hangs up, they will call you back.
Yes.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
is up with that operator?
And so
Wow.
that operator, not only did they hang up on her, and also telling her, "You don't need to whisper. They can't hear you." What the hell do you know?
Yeah, they who? You don't even know what they're calling about. Oh,
They
that is
murdered 10
maddening.
people.
God.
Yeah. Like, all of it is so horrifying. And I am friends with dispatchers. I have a few friends that are dispatchers that are amazing and do amazing jobs. And I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
want to demonize dispatchers, except for this one, because
Yeah.
are you even kidding me?
Well, this is a great example for why we need good dispatchers.
Mhm.
Holy
Absolutely. I would
crap.
imagine that most dispatchers that hear this story are absolutely dumbfounded
I'll
that it
bet they are
happened.
because, yeah, this person acted completely against their training.
Mhm. Yeah. The fact that they didn't call her back slays me.
Yeah,
Like, if you got cut off, and
fine.
the city's saying it's unclear who ended the call. Oh, honey, you don't want to get sued. I get it, but
Yeah,
it's
but
not
come on.
unclear because this lady says that she was trying to get her phone picked back up and the dispatcher said something and hung up. Also, the dispatcher didn't call back, which tells you that they hung up and didn't
Right,
think that this was worthwhile.
right.
The fact that she had to
They
go
made some kind of
outside of
stupid judgment
911.
about this.
Yeah. The fact that she had to go outside of, emergency protocol to call her boyfriend and ask him to call is just appalling.
That's insane.
At least at least they listened to somebody and got the police there after only 10 people had died.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Ugh.
Yep. So there you have it.
Wow.
Celebrate the good dispatchers and let this one go work at, I don't know, somewhere else.
Anywhere else, please.
Not this ever
No.
again.
Whew. Well, that was a barn burner of an episode. WTF News times 3 for sure.
Truly.
Well, this is our Monday episode. We will be back Tuesday and Wednesday with more awesome content, as well as our live stream case updates on Wednesday night and our live stream of the Psychic Hour on Thursday night. Excuse me. Yeah. So, also, we've got new content up on Patreon, so go
Yeah,
check that out.
we
Just go to
sure do.
patreon.com and search for True Crime Paranormal. You will find us, and then you get extra content there every month.
Mhm.
And it's a nominal amount of money that helps support us and really helps us to grow and keep doing what we're doing. Plus, there's like 2 years worth of extra content over there. So
Mhm.
sometimes people ask us for a case, and we're like, actually, we already did it, and it's over in Patreon. So
Yeah.
go check that out.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, you know it. We are True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. Thanks for being here.
Take care.